Hey guys, this is Snake here again, and I just want to make another video for today, and talk about my view on today's game, gaming today, and hopefully I don't stutter as I did as much in my last video, but I'll try to make it as clear as possible. Well, my views on gaming today is, well, even though we do have a lot of negativity, a lot of negative things, and again, I do have things as far as some positives to look back on, like the announcement of Final Fantasy 7. Even though we all know that the remake is going to be episodic, in my view, is not to the point that it's bad. It's quite weird that they're doing it that way. I don't think episodic is a bad thing when it comes to gaming, but then again, as long as the pricing is fair and like that, just like with Telltale Games, how they done their games, they always been fairly priced. Then on top of that, let's see, a franchise they already know, Resident Evil. You know, Revelations 2, we was all kind of skeptical of that, but it ended up not being that bad at all. They was evenly priced, and some of the stuff that was microtransaction based it really wasn't too much in the way. And also, speaking of microtransactions, that we have gotten a bit of that also, but none of it was too much to that I feel that was pay to win. Part of Destiny now is now pay to win, I believe now, which that's stupid. Which I do have Destiny, I might play it tonight. I'm not sure, but yeah. But then again, there's tons of things to look at, as far as some positives, and there's I just named a few negatives and a few in betweens. But there is some positive in today's gaming generation. But then again, a lot of people like to focus on the negatives. There's a lot more negatives than positives this generation. Then again, as I said before, there is some powerful positives that is the generation, because the fact that next year there's a lot of games coming out. There's a lot of games. People that said that next generation had no games, well, next year's gonna be the proof. Some of these games are being delayed, but then again, there's just because I say like a good less than a handful of games getting delayed, there's still like a more than a handful of games that's still going to be available to us next year. And yeah, that's just how I just feel about everything. I mean, I remember a friend of mine made a video. We talked about it before. Then again, he recently made a video about this, and all I gotta say is, he believed there might be a gaming crash. Why he's been feeling so negative about gaming the generation. But only thing I gotta say, look, if you look for a gaming crash to me, I feel it's not gonna come for a good minute. I mean, it's like, anyway, the way how we talk about this is like every time we talk about this, I feel like he's hoping for it. That's how I feel about it. I feel like that he's hoping for it. But as I gotta say, I don't think we're gonna see a gaming crash in a while, because of, well, how the gaming market is doing now because the PS4 is really selling. The Xbox One is selling not as much as the PS4, but they are flying off shelves. Gaming financially is very healthy. That's how I feel, because getting all these sales, software sales, hardware, software sales are going great, especially for the PS4. And then on top of that, we got a very vocal gaming community than any other generation. Now, people are going to find out the generation that they have been more vocal, but in my honest opinion, I think we've been more vocal this generation than any other generation. Basically, if we say we don't like that, we'll say that. We'll make petitions about it. We'll go on forums. As gamers, we would do a lot more due to the accessibility of the internet now. Gamers have a voice now. We have more of a voice than any other generation, that I believe. And even though, and then on top of that, people are saying gaming's dead. As I said, I just named out the list right there. Gaming is far from dead, in my opinion, because we still have a lot of vocal people. Gaming financially is healthy. But as far as, only thing I'll say that will kill game generation, because I think watch this whole video. But we talked about this. He made us talk about the power of these systems. I think they're powerful enough. Well, PS4 is powerful enough to survive a generation. I think in his mind he believes that gaming is gonna crash or die out due to the power of these systems. No, the gaming would die, in my opinion, if these are publishers. It's because of these publishers. If the game crash dies, it's because of these. I mean, Lord, I'm messing up. But if gaming crash does happen, it's due to these fact that these big companies and these publishers, especially the publishers like EA and Konami, these guys are probably going to be the cause, because we got the microtransactions, we have these other the disgusting practices that they're putting in gaming, especially when you put a game out at a $60 price, $60 price tag. But then again, still to this day, I still do feel that gamers still speak up more vocally this generation. So we have the right to change basically, I wouldn't say everything, but we have the right to say, okay, we're not gonna put our money towards this. We're gonna show them that we mean business, that we're not gonna buy your product unless y'all change certain things. Because as I said, y'all see what happened to Capcom, and y'all see what happened to Square. Even though it's still in the air with Square, but you can still say, okay, they at least brought us what we want as far as the Final Fantasy VII remake, and and stuff like that. On top of that, Resident, when it comes to Capcom, they've been, last generation, they was so arrogant last generation. I mean, especially with the DMC thing. I'm not even going to talk about the DMC thing. I don't even want to talk about it. The game was good, just the fact that how Capcom and those developers was treating us. And on top of that, how Capcom was doing the whole on this DLC thing, and basically they was the assholes last generation. But this generation, they really trying to get back on our side with making the remake to Resident Evil 2, and that is awesome that they doing it. On top of that, Capcom is not near it was last generation, so that's another positive right there. Let's see. Then talk that I'm not trying to make this video too long, but we did get on Ubisoft for how they released Unity, and how that happened. Like I said, there have been some positives, and to think back on other than just the negatives. And if the game crash happens, it's due to these publishers, not these consoles, just these big time names like it's these publishers. But that's the only thing I gotta say, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoy my video, and catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.